Hi. So, yeah, so it was impossible to take that as a compliment, but with the way that she was saying it, she had a look of disgust on her face. I felt almost embarrassed. There was no real closure around it. I just kind of babbled, like I didn't really know what to say, and I told her, I said I know, I don't know. I said I'm going into treatment. She said when, and I said maybe in a week, maybe a little longer. And she said, what are you doing in the meantime? I told her, well, I'm seeing a doctor. Blah 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 blah, and she was so intense about what she was saying. She was saying that she thought, she's not a professional, but she really thought that I should do more. Something about constant nutrients, something that was like just like it was almost like distaste in her face, like looking at me, and you'd have to know her to know to not take it the wrong way, I think. And I know her, so I don't take it the wrong way. I didn't know at first whether to be hurt or offended, but then I realized totally just out of care. So anyway, I sent her a Facebook message. I could have called her, but she had gone to dinner for to celebrate the birthday or whatever, and I could have gone, but I didn't because I thought it would be really awkward, especially after that, and with my sponsor lady being there too, when we have this kind of like thing where I said goodbye, and it's clear like we're going to maintain the no contact with her boundary thing, and tonight was just kind of special because we ran into each other, but it would be awkward for me to go and just order tea, so I didn't go. I got a ride to BART, the train station, kind of like our Muni or Subway or whatever, here in the Bay Area, and I encouraged. I'm really, really hoping that everything works out. I hope to God that that November 3rd is the date that I get admitted and that my insurance pays. I mean, my family and I cannot pay. I cannot afford 1 day in residential treatment. I can't afford half a day in residential treatment. So let's hope that the insurance actually approves. My insurance company with me has a history of really not wanting to cover because they like to pull the chronic case card. Like, I've had a lot of treatment, and I've been sick for a long time. I've had the eating disorder for a long time, so they like to say the whole like, oh well, it's like ineffective, something can't get better shit, which it's, I don't know, sometimes I agree, but that's just me giving up. It's a crock of shit, really. Anyone can get better, just as you need some help to do it, and I need a lot of help to do it, especially with the situation that I've gotten myself in right now, and so that's what's going on with that. I'm just like out of my mind with like hoping that it works out, and with just feeling so like mediocre, like I feel so shitty, and there's nothing really to distract from it. Anywhere I go, it interferes. Like, I feel like shit physically. I'm worried about my weight, which has kind of like plateaued. I'm whatever it is, it's these really invasive thoughts. They're like parasites, and they don't stop. I'm so stuck in them. It's a pretty disgusting situation, actually. I feel very alone. Like, supremely alone, even though there are people who care about me. I mean, there's not a whole lot anyone can do. And there's not a whole, I wouldn't ask anything of them. So, yeah. What else? Alright. Journaling helps sometimes, but only when I can get myself to journal in this lovely HIPAA journal. They've written anything that I would want to read, I guess. Probably have not. Oh, when I was on the plane, I did this doodle of you can't see it very well on the webcam. It makes it look really shitty, but it's actually kind of cool looking. Let's see. Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything on a read. A lot of it's just sick, honestly. And I'm not really journaling a whole lot. When I'm not stuck in sickness, I'm usually a really avid journaler. Oh, well, this was a few days ago. I don't really care to look what date. I said I was talking about sick stuff, with food stuff, and then I said, and you know, as much as I hate to admit it, that disgust runs so much deeper. I had been talking about disgust with my body and stuff. I'm disgusted with myself for shit that's real and matters too. For losing, and then it's the name of the sponsor that I spoke of in the last video. Losing Kirsten. That was my therapist who won't see me anymore until I've gone into treatment and completed it. Turning into this impossible mess, for dragging myself down. This is my fault. Somehow I've been thinking about on and off, something I've been thinking about on and off lately is living for myself instead of other people. Like to stop putting on a show, keep something to myself. My actions can be positive or negative, healthy or destructive, but damn it, they should be for me. I don't know anything about what I actually care about that has nothing to do with other people. I think because I've just not mattered to myself for so long. Even when I do care about myself, all I can think about, the very first thing, is running off and showing someone else. Always acting. Kirsten and I talked about that once. At the end of the day, I get stuck with the mess. I drag others down too. I get stuck with the mess. I drag others down too, but we're all just alone with ourselves ultimately, or at least that's been my experience. So self-centered and totally not focused on me at the same time. Special. Takes talent there. I want going into Montenegro to be for me. I'm purposely not going to call Kirsten to let her know I'm going because it's not for her. And if I do ever see her again, it'll be her being my therapist, not someone else I put a show on for. I put on a show for. I need to make that separation with everyone. I'm not sure how it started, but that's sort of irrelevant. Tricky, because I'm going to need other people's help if I'm going to recover. But it'll just have to be a very personal, internal experience. I think the one thing I'm absolutely sure of for myself right now is that I'm unsatisfied with this, with me, with the way I live, with my life as a whole. Tracy Chapman's music feels pretty personal too. Live for myself. Actually live for myself. It's like a novel concept when I imagine truly applying it. Yeah. That was honest, you know. It's pretty cool. Alright, well, I feel really dehydrated. I think that I'm going to try to drink some water and then go to bed. Alright. Bye.